I've filmed hundreds of events around the globe. I've filmed leadership conferences, pharmaceutical congresses, coaching seminars, sales coaching, you name it, I've filmed it. This has put me in a really unique position and given me a rare behind-the-scenes view of how the speaking industry works. I've seen masters of the stage holding the audience in the palm of their hands, walking off stage to a standing ovation. I've witnessed the buzz around an auditorium before the speaker walks on stage. People sat on the edge of their seats in anticipation, waiting to hear what the speaker has to say, crowding the speaker after the presentation just to get 30 seconds of FaceTime with them. I've also seen the stark contrast to that. People sat on their phones, people not interested and zero engagement from the audiences. The horrible sight of people walking out the back of the auditorium because they just don't care what the speaker has to say. Even those speakers who crush it on stage but then make no more progress because they don't have a system in place that nurtures their audience from being an audience member into a paying customer. It got to the point where I could just predict what was going to happen before the presentation even started. Whether the speaker would convert their audience into paying customers or whether there will be tumbleweed moments across the stage. It wasn't about the topic of conversation, it wasn't about their stage presence, it wasn't even about the clothes that they wore. It's always about what's happening off the stage, behind the scenes, and how they're positioned externally before they even step foot in the venue. It's these things that happen away from the stage that drive sales, increases awareness, gains the audience trust, and ultimately speeds up the sales process, leading to a more successful business. This is the goal that I want to help you achieve. The turning point came during a long multi-day conference. It was the dreaded post-lunch slot. On the penultimate day, half of the room was still in the lunch area, finishing off their conversations about what they're going to do at the weekend, grabbing that last bit of food before they rush back into the auditorium, sipping on some coffee. The room was just not interested to listen to what this man was about to say. I knew what was coming. The guy was just set up to fail from that moment. If we pause there for a moment, this is when I started to think, how could this have been set up more successfully? There's a few things that could have been done even without our support in place. Firstly, the timing. Don't plan your presentation in the penultimate day of a multi-day conference right after lunch. You won't have the audience attention, they won't be focused, and their minds will be elsewhere. Secondly, there was no video asset, nothing to warm the crowd up, to get them ready, to set expectations of what they're about to hear, and just generally get them excited for what they're about to see. If you don't have a video asset to play to the crowd to warm them up before you walk on stage, then this is a huge gap in your workflow and something that needs to be addressed. Third and final point is there was no call to action. There wasn't a link where people could go to view more about this speaker. There wasn't a you can contact me here, a QR code or anything like that. The presentation happened and they walked off stage. So even if someone in the audience did hear something that they liked and they wanted to learn more about this speaker or work with this speaker again, there was no call to action and no system in place to take that audience member from the audience into a paying client. The next hour was painful to watch. The audience was lost. Laptops snapped open, emails were replied to. The speaker was visibly rattled. He was paying more attention to what was happening in the crowd than what he was supposed to be talking about. And you could see that he lost focus and the audience lost even more interest. He was in what I call a classic state of fight or flight, feast or famine. He didn't have the right process around him and the right system and structure in place to give him the success that he deserved. People weren't interested in listening to him. People didn't really know who he was. And even if someone was interested in what he said, there was no system in place to nurture that customer after the event. It was in that moment that I had my light bulb moment. The problem wasn't the speaker. The problem wasn't the message that the speaker had. It was the lack of support systems surrounding that speaker. And if the system is set up in the right way, the presentation is just like a full stop at the end of the sentence. It just happens and it reaffirms the message that people already know about the speaker because they've got the right structure in place surrounding them. I realised that the best speakers aren't just good on stage, they're good at everything that surrounds them. They have a strong online presence, a strong social media presence. They give so much value out for free through their multiple channels that people know who they are, they trust them, and they want to work with them. It's no longer just about what you say on stage. It's about how you're framed across the whole industry and how people see you showing up on multiple channels. I started to dive deeper into what the top speakers in the industry were doing, how they position themselves off stage. And I've come to the conclusion that the top speakers are all doing the same things when it comes to their online presence. This allows them to dominate their market, increase their brand presence, and grow their business beyond just standing on stage. I've taken this information and used elements of what all of the top speakers are doing to create the Speaker Growth Program. It's a program built around 4 key elements which are used to build the right support structure around you as a speaker, making sure your position in the market is stronger than ever. You have a higher status, you gain more trust, you have a system in place that nurtures people from an audience member to an active purchaser. This will give you the ability to grow your business and make the shift from fight or flight into someone who is consistently hitting high sales numbers month after month after month. Picture this. So you open a store on the high street. You don't tell anyone it's there. There's no name above the store. There's no branding in the window. Nothing really to show people what products you sell, what value you provide. There's no online presence, but you stand outside that shop and you ask people to come in and take a look around and buy things. Firstly, why would anyone really want to go into a shop like that? And then once they're in the shop, there's nothing of value to buy and they can't see clearly what it is that you are selling. So they just walk straight back out. This is the speaker without the right support structure in place. Now picture the opposite to that, a brightly lit store, a clear name across the top of the entrance, clear branding in all of the windows, they have a strong online presence. The value of what they are providing is absolutely clear. Everybody wants to be seen shopping here. Everybody wants to be seen to be wearing their products or to have bought their products. This is what life is like when you have the right support structure in place. This is what life is like with the Speaker Growth Program. So this is where we come in, and this is where I want to help you grow. And I'll work with you to put the right support model in place to make sure that you achieve that strong brand presence. We help you implement the 4 S's of the Speaker Growth Program. First is the psychology of story. So we work with you to make sure that you have the right story to tell. Secondly is strategy. We build the right strategy so that the audience members have somewhere to go after the presentation. Third is systems. We help you put the right systems and structure in place to help navigate that audience member through your sales funnel into a paying client. Fourth, it goes without saying, it's speaker. That is you. You are the most valuable asset within your business, and the words that you say and how you say it and how you present yourself on stage and online is what's going to get people through your front door and into your store. So we help you share that story across multiple mediums, through social media, through YouTube, through your online presence and on stage, so that the message that you share is crystal clear, the value that you provide is crystal clear, and your audience members want to work with you, and that is what gets them in the front door. And then the strategy and the systems nurture them into paying clients. By building the right online presence, people will get to know you, they'll grow to like you, and you'll gain their trust. You provide value not just on stage, but through other fantastic services and offerings. We give visibility to all of these areas and help you nurture people through your funnel and into paying customers. This will give you the growth that you've always wanted, the brand authority within your niche. You'll be seen as the expert within your industry, and you'll be at the top of the list when anybody is looking for a speaker within your industry. So to give you a bit more information on how we operate, we offer two main services. First is done with you, and second is done for you. You can choose to work with me as a creative director. I'll consult with you and we'll work together as directors and direct another videographer who will film and edit everything for you. Or you can choose to have me and my team do everything for you and take care of it all for you. Right now, I'm looking to work with 5 speakers, and I'm offering a discount to all of those 5 speakers. The first client gets 75% discount. The second and third clients get 50% discount each. And the fourth and fifth clients get 25% discount. In exchange for the discount, what I ask from you is 2 referrals and 1 testimonial for me to use in a case study video. If you want to take your business to the next level, if you want to achieve brand authority, be seen as the top speaker within your industry, and have that support system in place that's going to take your audience members from the audience through your sales funnel and into an active paying customer, then click the link, let's have a conversation, and I'm excited to work with you. I'm really, really excited about this product and these services, and I'm really happy to work with you and help take your business to the next level. Let's go.